I'll call the cockroach up now. It's quite interesting down at the in the office this afternoon after the game. I hadn't seen Mark Winnett smile for about 2 weeks, and I saw the smile on his face, and he said, "Oh, that's a great win today, Marbles." And it's good to see you having a smile on your face, Winnie. And good luck. There's the cockroach.
Thanks, Marbles. As I said, you know, without being too dramatic, is that I think that the pleasing thing that probably come out of today, and there isn't any, it's pretty well documented on some of the issues that we've had to deal with throughout the course of the year, and it was great to sort of get back on a positive track today. And as I mentioned to the players, and I don't make this statement lightly, that I believe that we've entered on a new into a new era today. And when you go through the lists, particularly with the reserves and the league side, it's a credit to the players the way that they performed, and it was great to see. It was great to see the Colts win as well. And the irony about the Colts winning is that every time we take players off them, is that they manage to get themselves up the win. So that's great to see the players underneath when they get that opportunity that they grasp it. And again, continuing on right throughout the grades, and I think it wasn't that Teal won the reserves today, we probably lost it. And I know Beans is really deep down disappointed about that fact, but it's great to see the young players coming on in the way that they are. I think we've embarked, particularly this week, and I guess from my point of view, and being a coach, being honest about my performance, is that I would have liked to have seen us probably do what we did today a lot earlier. And I congratulate all of the players, and in particular the leadership group, for their assistance and their support, and certainly my line coaches as well, who've had a fair working over throughout the course of the year in us trying to achieve and get to where we want to. One thing that I will say is that whatever we achieve today, we have an enormous amount of work still in front of us to become a powerhouse and a top side in this competition again. But it was the start. It was the start of a new era, and I'm sure that, you know, we'll work very, very hard. And I know while I'm driving it, we'll continue to work very, very hard to continuously improve the individuals and our performance throughout the course of this year, and certainly through the pre-season, in making an assault on the new year as well as this one. We have not only after our performance today, but you know, we're looking forward very, very much next week to the Foxtel Cup, and I can assure you that we'll take over a squad of players that we're after one thing, and it's an opportunity for us to prove, and we represent this state, and it's a big responsibility. It's certainly an opportunity to put our football club and certainly the state back on the map as far as where we stand in football standings throughout the country. So a win next week will ensure us an opportunity to play in the grand final in the Foxtel Cup. So it is a great challenge for us in front of us, and I'm sure that if we can incorporate what we did today and build on that, and each player needs to understand that we all need to perform, I'm sure that we can have some success next week. Getting on to our best player awards, our fourth best award today has gone to a player, and it was really pleasing. And these are the things that are the real positives that are coming out of what we're doing. And I guess Danny Macaulay's been playing for some time now, and I think he may be in around about the 70 game category. And he's played a number of roles. We gave him a challenge today to play in defence, and I think that you'd all agree in watching the game that his rebound and his run from defence was exciting, and his penetration, and it's something that we're trying to do, something that we're trying to set up in going forward to make sure that we have that type of player that can hurt the opposition and create some opportunities. And he showed some great signs in the way he went about his business today. So our fourth best player was Danny Macaulay.
Firstly, I'd just like to congratulate Shaquille and my brother on their first games today. It's So well done to them too. Going forward, boys, you know, we're a young group, but we're up and coming, so we just got to keep working at it. We've got the structures in place, so let's just keep working at them, and they'll come through for us. Cheers.
Our third best award. It's really great, and I guess just for the members' sake, this guy is a full-time employee at the footy club, and to see the work that he's doing, and this is a massive job that we're confronted with at this footy club this year as far as working with our development. And you've seen today with a number of young kids that we've got playing, not that we just introduced today, but we've got playing from our zone areas in the country and also in the metropolitan area. And I've got no doubt, having worked closely with him over the last month or so, that we've made a wonderful appointment, and just watching the way he goes about his business, I've got no doubt that we're going to continually improve the juniors that we've got in our footy club, and that's going to stand us in good stead in solidifying our footy club. He's doing some great work in that area, but probably more particularly out on the football field. And we saw last week, I think he kicked 5 goals and unselfishly gave a couple off in the last quarter, where he could have had an absolute day off, a day out, and did the same thing again today. So our third best award's gone to Garry Moss.
Thanks to Tom Ipek for the award. Well done to the Colts today. It was a really good win. It's good to watch you get over the line in the last quarter. To Puck, congratulations on a great career, mate. When I got down to the club in 06, you were one of the leaders then, and I really looked up to you. It's been great to watch you play.
So that'll be one of the few beers Bronny's left behind. I'll give you the tip. The second best award, the Jardini's award, and I must admit, I wrestled with this one, and we spoke about it with match committee after the game in doing our summation, and probably I was the strongest one on the standards that we're trying to set, and even last week and even throughout the course of the game, that one of the standards, as much as we want to improve what we're doing out on the footy field, particularly strategically, is that what's absolutely vital to the player group is that our discipline must be unwaned. And unfortunately, I had a situation where I challenged one of our greatest leaders, and ironically, he's probably close to being Plucker's best mate. And the reason in the end why I turned and made the decision that I would accept the fact that he should win an award, he certainly should win an award on his performance. But the mere fact, and I think this is another great lesson for the young players in this footy club, that I did take him on and I did challenge him, and the thing that impressed me most of all was the way he responded, and that's what his whole career has been about. No one can ever question his commitment, and he's a fantastic player for this football club. Unfortunately, he probably got sucked into a couple of undisciplined acts today, which will probably cost him in the future, but all we can look at is that he was given a job today to play on an AFL player who's been playing every game in a side that's been playing exceptionally well in the AFL this year, and really quelled his influence on the game and had an exceptional game himself. That was Craig Wulff.
Thanks, Bobby. First of all, I'd just like to thank Giordani's Restaurant Voucher for the award. And I'll just get straight in and say congratulations to Craig Glancy on his career. The values that he's shown to me and to the players across the group is, second to none. I'll touch on his courage. I've played with a lot of good footballers from his club, and this guy here was by far the most courageous player I've played with. And the reason I know that is because I always wanted to be exactly like him. And yeah, I know that he will leave a big hole in this club, but there's always a spot for someone else to step up now. Lastly, I'd just like to thank all the supporters again for coming out. We sat in South Fremantle rooms last week, and they had a player that was playing their 250th game, and I reckon there was about 30 people in there, and 20 of them were their players. And you know, it just shows that we're at the right club and we've got the right people behind us to go forward. So thank you.
The Kendrick Award for our best player today has gone to. I must admit, I was probably astounded. And the last thing in the world I would be is critical of another club. What they do is their business, but to allow this bloke accumulate the possessions that he has, and you know, going on his previous history, the way he's performed this year, I'd certainly see him as a key player that really influences our performance, and he's done that all year. And again, as I mentioned to the player group a few weeks ago, it was absolutely great, and it's probably an appropriate time to also mention and acknowledge the fact that Josh Smith, who's up the back there, won the Simpson medal in the state game a few weeks ago. Congratulations on that. And the reason that I led into that was that, you know, from all accounts, this guy was very, very close as well as far as winning that award. And what I've seen historically through my experience is that generally when players come back from state teams, is that they underperform for whatever the reason is, but it certainly hasn't happened to this guy. And you know, I just thought he had leather poison today, and he was a catalyst in our performance today, and that's Brendan Lee.
Thanks to Kendrick Automotives for the award. Well done to Robbie Mack and Shaq McKenzie for their debut as well. All pretty good out there, better than my first game anyway, so we should be proud. To Craig Glancy, it's been a great career, mate. I'm glad I got to run out with a few games with you, and when I first came down and played a bit of twos footy with you when you were coming back from injury, I think I played a bit through the midfield with you and Macca, and couldn't stand playing with you because you wouldn't let me go-to, like not even once or twice. So, but I learned a lot from you, and I thank you personally for your guidance and just your advice throughout the last few years. And as Wulffy said, just to try and model myself on your game and play through the midfield like you did. Thanks to Aaron for letting me spend 12 years at the club, and taking time away from what you guys would do out of footy just to let him grow into the player and person that he's become. Good luck for the challenges in the next stage of your life, and I hope to see you both down here over the next few years. Thank you.
I hope I haven't kept you too long tonight, but I'd just like to sum up and say congratulations to Shackle Shaquille on his first game, Robbie Macaulay and Arthur Burnell last week, and Higo and Groves and Brooksy, who are young players that are coming through our ranks, and there's a number of other players with potential, and there's wonderful opportunities there for you. As I mentioned to the players, the great thing that I see in this football club is the challenge that we have in front of us. There's great opportunity there. There's great opportunity for local talent. I think we've shown that. I think we've shown that right down to the grassroots level when you look at recently, and I know 2 weeks ago against South Fremantle we had 3 young players up from the country. We had another couple up again today, and it just shows the opportunity that's in this footy club. We have a great challenge to develop this footy club as a coaching group, and we're certainly going to continue down that pathway, and I think today were the great signs for us to do that, and that's the great motivation for me, and I know Bronny House and people involved in this football club to get back up to the force that we once were, and we'll work tirelessly to ensure that happens. Next week, for those of you that haven't got Foxtel, get on it, because I can assure you we're going to go over the east and give ourselves a great opportunity to perform really, really well, and hopefully get ourselves into a grand final in a few weeks' time. Thanks very much.